Huge fame, of course, affects Billie. Her every action is discussed by the public. Her every move is controlled by fans and media. Yes, this is a so-called side effect of popularity, but among all these people, unfortunately, there were madmen who literally stalked Billie, did not let her live in peace, and even threatened her. Who were these people? How did Billie feel about it? And in what ways did they want to hurt her? As much as I hate to name these vile people, I still have to do it. 24-year-old Pernell Rousseau first appeared uninvited at the singer's house on May 4th, 2020, ringing the doorbell and asking if Eilish lived there. After Eilish's father told him no, Rousseau returned to the house later that evening and exhibited erratic behavior. According to court documents acquired by TMZ, the singer said, "While we waited for security, Mr. Rousseau remained on our porch, sat down and began to read a book, while also continuing to engage in a periodic monologue. My father repeatedly asked him to leave, but he refused." This man just didn't give a damn about other people's privacy. He didn't care that there were people living there who didn't welcome him at all. He acted aimlessly, didn't try to leave or speak politely. He just didn't care. In other times, he would have just been beaten up or worse, but in these times of tolerance and laws, he quietly continued to sit on someone else's porch of a totally foreign house, which greatly stressed the Eilish family. Not the kind of fans Billie dreamed of. Rousseau went as far as attempting to stay the night near house's grounds and trying door handles to enter the building itself. He was claimed to have arrived at Eilish's house a total of 7 times. As many as 7 times, no law enforcement agency could stop him. Pernell Rousseau was actually arrested 2 times prior to the restraining order for the offenses committed on the singer's property. Police told Billie, however, that they could not keep the subject in custody due to the nature of the offense and the need to keep him jail inmate numbers down. Still, the merry life outside Billie's house was over for this obsessive. On June 1st of that year, she managed to get a 3-year restraining order against an obsessed fan. The judge's order stipulates that Rousseau must stay 200 yards, 182 meters, away from both Eilish and her parents and cease all attempts at contact. But it didn't end there. Given how popular Billie is, it was expected that there would be new pursuers, and so they did. The man, called John Hurl, has been staying outside of her house for the past 6 months and has been camping in a school opposite her house. Hurl once gestured to her with his hands in the shape of a heart, and another time with a throat-slitting gesture. As in the first case, it was unclear what to expect from this crazy fan. For nearly 6 months, an individual who has identified himself as John Matthews Hurl, aka Adam Lucifer, has harassed and threatened me while he has camped outside a school across the street from my family's home, wrote Eilish. She added that Hurl was written extremely disturbing and threatening notes and stares at her while making a throat-slitting gesture as she enters and exits. Every time I drive home, I am filled with anxiety, fearing that he will be there waiting for me, and he usually is. She said her family even had to hire 24-hour security due to Hurl's constant and close presence outside of my home. I worry for my safety and my family's safety, she wrote. He has sent threatening and scary letters to her, saying things like, "You can't get what you want unless what you want is to die for me. You will know that soon the water will rise and you might very well die. You will die." And these were not all the letters. The madman kept writing and scaring Billie. In documents obtained by the publication, Eilish claims that Hurl has caused emotional injury, including fear for my safety, fear for the safety of my family, and loss of my sense of peace and tranquility and security in my home, and personal space resulting from the repeated instances of harassment. Fortunately, we got rid of another stalker in a similar way. John Hurl will have to stay at least 200 yards away from her and her family. Though this, of course, is not enough. On the other hand, if he violates this ordinance, much more serious measures will be taken against him. How would you punish people like that?